Man, I can't believe these niggas really got me sitting here recording videos and shit, man. Shout out to the JBT network, man. They really got me doing this shit. Doing notes and all types of crazy shit. Who would have thought, man? Let me get one more sip before we start this shit. Let's go. Yo. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Fashion, hosted by your boy, Remo, aka Mr. Rich Threads himself. Shout out to the JBT network for powering this. And we back at you with another one. Before we even get into this week's episode, I want to give a big thank you, a big shout out to everybody who's been tagging, who's been sharing, who's been tapping in, who's been talking their banter, who's been giving their feedback. And it's greatly appreciated because you keeping me engaged. I'm hoping you enjoying the content and you learning something at the same time at Let's Talk Fashion with your boy. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. With this week's episode, we're going to talk about something a little bit different. Usually, we talk about fashion in itself. But let's talk numbers this week. Where it comes to, we hear some of these athletes getting the high guaranteed. They call them max deals, whether it be in basketball, whether you got the LeBron Jameses, the Kyrie Irving, the Luka Doncic, the Joel Embiids, people missing their guarantees, whether it be Zion due to injury, whether it be my boy, what's my boy that like playing with the guns? Him, yeah, from Memphis, that guy with the dreads. But long story being short, a lot of players get known for their contracts on the court. And we identify them as, greats because of what they're getting paid in their profession. But the difference is there's other money out there that could be missing. And there's other players and other athletes that we know that we don't consider to be the top of the top because we don't always hear their name circulated, whether it be in media, whether it be on social media. But these dudes are really getting paid. And I chose to highlight a couple people that get paid on the court, on the field, in the ring, in the octagon, whatever it might be. But they get paid outside of that arena. Yeah, that means residual income is coming in because they're known on a different playing field. They've earned a certain status where they could talk in a room and leverage their likeness to a company to make more money. This is generational wealth we're talking about here. So we're not talking about what's contracted to a team. We're talking endorsements. So one of the athletes I want to highlight that might be on top of the list that y'all might not know is Conor McGregor. To be honest with you, Conor McGregor, out of the octagon, I don't really know what his UFC contract situation is because it seems like he really enjoys boxing, but he enjoys drinking, and he enjoys fighting, and he enjoys arguing, and he enjoys talking. And for this reason alone is why Conor McGregor's on top of one of my lists at $180 million brought in endorsements alone. Some of these names are DraftKings, Burger King. He has video game sponsorships. He has proper number 12 liquor because he like to play with that bottle. And he also has Reebok. But the thing is, like, Conor McGregor is a great speaker on the mic. And when it comes to endorsements, it's amazing that you have somebody who's popular, but in the same sense that they know how to really endorse your brand, speak about your brand, highlight your brand, and bring your brand to the forefront in another level that a brand owner really can't do because they might not have the look, they might not have the crowd, they might not have the appeal. Conor McGregor is one of those guys that's going to see a camera and really jump in front of the camera and say, let me talk to you, listen to me.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the fuck he wants.
And he knows how to control a room. So he's one of the athletes that really have to be highlighted because he's on top of the list at $180 million. What am I doing with my life that I could talk? Pay me. But I mean, he's one of the guys that we really want to talk about. There's another guy known as Neymar. All right, Neymar, he solidified that he only has one name. He's a soccer star. And he's one of the only athletes that I know been endorsed by two different athletic brands, which is Puma and Nike. He's also sponsored by Red Bull, Diesel. He has fragrance agreements. He's with the Zone Sports and Triller and more. But the thing is like me personally, I'm not a big on soccer, but I gotta respect when somebody's getting that bag. And he's getting that bag at $95 million brought in annually off endorsements alone. This is generational wealth at its finest, where we're not worried about the field. Whatever happens on the field is the field. I get my contract, I get hurt, whatever the case is, that's money brought in guaranteed. But this other money that I'm talking about, this is fun money. This is Ferrari money. This is crib money. This is trips to Mulan, Bali, Indonesia. Things like this. This is that type of money where you don't really got to worry about it because it's there. I never even heard Neymar talk, but the fact that all the kids know him, FIFA, he's crazy on FIFA. Everybody wants to play with him. So he's a generational type of talent where the youth, the old heads, the actual supporters of the sport love him. And then guess what? The brand endorsers love him too because they're paying him $95 million to sit there and promote their product. Why wouldn't you do that? Now, let's talk about one of the GOATs. Yeah, the GOAT. Well, not my GOAT, but some people's GOAT, which is LeBron James. I want to highlight LeBron James because he's at $96.5 million endorsements alone via Nike, Coca-Cola, Upper Deck, McDonald's, Samsung, and many more. But the thing with LeBron is LeBron's always been a clean athlete. He's always been presented as the poster boy or the imagery of the NBA. The thing is with LeBron is LeBron's been touted as a star since he was in high school, being on the Slam magazine, Sports Illustrated. He's always been identified as the next up, as that guy. And he's never let up from that point on. He's always had a squeaky clean image in the community of basketball, in the eye of the media. TMZ has never caught him doing anything foul. And that's why he's able to be presented in these lights where LeBron is going to be the figurehead of a company and he's going to make it boom for himself, where LeBron could quit in his 20th year of basketball and have no worries. You know why? Because he's endorsed on the back end. He's signature sneakers. They gave him his own crown. Like realistically, LeBron James is still the franchise player at year 20 of the Los Angeles Lakers. But aside from that, every year you see LeBron James spearheading the NBA in commercials. He's the main focus even this year of the All-Star break. It's like it's a continuous thing with LeBron, and it's just amazing that he's been able to be on top of this level for so long and still have max contracts. He's almost my age. I believe he's 39, 40 years old, something to that age, to the fact where he doesn't have to worry about anything. And then his son is in college. Hopefully he'll make the NBA where they could play together one day and make some type of history. But LeBron James is a third athlete that I really want to highlight because he's more of my era and I know most about LeBron's journey. He also have other endeavors where he brought his team on, Maverick Card and all these other cats. He has a management company when it comes to sports. It's so dope that he became that guy and then he brought along his team with him where they're not dependent on him to be successful for the business to work. So he basically put everybody in place while still growing the brand of LeBron. And I thought that was so dope. And that's why I wanted to highlight that. He's third on our list at $96.5 million. Not thousand, million a year. And that's fire. Shout out to LeBron James, man. Keeping it going.
Now a word from our sponsors.
All right, welcome back to the Let's Talk Fashion, powered by the JBT Network. I want to introduce my boy, the what can I say? The fashion influencer, fashion fanado, that guy. We call the man Flop. I'm gonna let y'all introduce. I ain't gonna introduce him. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. What's up, man? Flop, what's good, man?
What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? Thanks for having me, boy.
Listen, man, you tell the people about you better than I can tell them.
Um, Name is Flock. I like clothes. I'm into this fashion culture to some degree. Yeah, I know a few things about a few things.
He bullshitting, y'all. I'm gonna give y'all the rundown. We went to college together, right? And then like we met and like, yo, you got a good Rich Young collection and whatever. Like, oh, you too. And like it kind of grew from there. And then he went crazy on me and just started pulling out pieces. And he was like that solo kid where it's like, oh damn, like yo, he really know his shit. Like he had I remember one thing, you had these Levi's and the bottom of the joints had the red cuff. I'm like, what the fuck is those? He was
Yo, I
like,
still got them shits.
and guess what? Up to today, the nigga ain't just like he just did. He ain't never answered me. He ain't never tell me what it was or nothing. But like he was known to have that shit. So you know what I'm saying. I just want to introduce the show, man. Welcome to the Let's Talk Fashion. You was on the original joint, but I felt the need to reboot it because you know fashion has changed so much in between, and I actually want to
Facts.
get your take on that. Like from the time that we knew each other, what's that? 04, 05 ish.
Something like that. Yeah, maybe like '05,
So like
maybe '05.
during that time, like fashion has changed in so many different ways, whether it be street fashion, whether it be high end fashion, whether it be designer, whether it be runway, whether it be cozy. It's so many elements of fashion, and you being somebody that's really cemented in the culture, how do you feel as though like it has changed in your view?
From that time.
Yeah, from then to now.
Ooh, sheesh. I mean, it's done. It's done in a few different ways. I could say it's you might could say in a sense that it did a 360,
Hmm.
and we are might be close to where we were then at that time, because that's you say '04. That's 20 years, and around that time, what was in high end wise, you got Seven Jeans, Antique Denim, Red Monkeys, but like back pocket jeans was in.
The
So
Visus,
anything with a good back pocket,
yeah,
you was valid.
yeah,
You had nudies, Evisus, Red Monkeys,
citizens, all mankind.
Antiques, Tavanides, Rock Republic.
Hmm.
Um, it was your back pockets had to be valid at that time.
Correct. Agree.
We shift, and at that time things was baggy,
Hmm.
sloppy baggy, and at that time I think we evolved. The people started going to the Levi's more, to 501s,
501,
tapered it
the
down,
hard denims, the
hard denims,
hard denims.
tapered them down.
Hmm.
That was the thing. But at the time, you was slowly getting tighter, pretty much.
Yeah.
So from the Levi's, now you in different brands is making tight jeans at this time. So there's Balmain's on the high end.
Mhm.
Um, there's just different brands. That's just like Zara, H&M. Everybody's making, and it's probably you could say it's probably it could be thanks to Kanye. Possibly he was leading the charge as far as dictating like what these other brands was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But
Kind of like that black skateboarder. I'd attest it to maybe him, that Cuddy era,
yeah, yeah,
Tiger, that West Coast.
Pharrell.
Yeah, they kind of changed the aesthetics of the way that the pants was worn, and with the
Hmm.
footwear as well. They kind of changed from like Nike
Absolutely.
athlete sneakers, like signature, like whether it be South Beach LeBrons or foams, and it kind of
Yeah, basketball sneakers was in.
yeah, and then they kind of
Basketball sneakers
tapered
was in.
down to like the high end Margellas and all of that,
That
Pradas, Balenciaga.
those, but all those brands start making chunky sneakers
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
to
during that
because
was
because things just was evolving at that time. Like
correct.
this is maybe 20. Let me see, 16, 17. Balenciaga makes the triple S, like the dash shoe. I mean, dash shoe's been out, but it just wasn't a popping thing to wear. It wasn't fashionable.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been out. Like Nike been had Air Monarchs and Skechers had Skechers, but
And
Balenciaga
New Balance always had a
makes a
dad
shoe,
shoe. Like it's been
right?
around.
It just wasn't a thing to rock.
Yeah.
And Balenciaga makes a triple S shoe. It became like the chunky like dash shoe, and then a lot of brands start following suit after that.
Mm.
And then chunky shoes came in. So Lanvin has their chunky shoe. Prada has a chunky shoe. Gucci make the Raythons. It was a lot of different. That's how the game go. That's how the game go. Like if one brand does something that works and
One,
a lot of people
one.
start just following suit and they trying to get a piece of that.
So, all right. So, when you say that, right? So, would you agree
Hmm.
that like once the aesthetic continues in a path where like is like mainstream is over?
Say that again. Repeat that.
Like if a design or a look goes mainstream, like everybody's wearing
Hmm.
it, and now you can see it in
Hmm.
like the Zaras, and you getting it procreated in different brands. Does it mean like that
Mm.
aesthetic is now complete, like it's done?
It depends who you asking.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you asking somebody that's following trends,
Mm-hmm.
no, it's not over. Like it's just starting. Like this is what they
Now there's no
now
that
they
price
get do
point.
it.
Isn't there price point now?
That too. Now, if there's somebody who's really fashionable, kind of ahead of the trends, before everybody else is doing it, once they see everybody else doing it could be over for them, and they just be maybe on to something else.
Okay, and they're no longer in that. They're like they want to be one step ahead, like, basically, like publicly.
I, I mean, I guess you put it that way. Or they just don't want to do what everybody else is doing.
Okay, all right. So want to be seen in a different lane. All right. Well, I mean, I can take. I get more of my visionary fashion from you because, like,
Appreciate
you kind of like are willing to take the next step before everybody else is, and then your view and your aesthetics of the way you wear things might not be for everybody, but you make people kind of like vision like, damn, could I pull something like that off? Because you stay fresh. And don't worry, we're gonna drop some photos because you're gonna be part of the fashion collection where you know what I mean, did Flop put that shit on or did he not put that shit on? But you know, I always appreciated what you did as far as like the lane of fashion. But being that you've been in it for so long, whether because you come from whether they know or the kids don't know, you were part of the eBay era.
Yeah,
Where you was
yeah. I
like
mean,
before the apps and all of that, where you really had to like decipher. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get a used pair of something, but I know the grades and I know the age of this and I know what the sole should look like, and it was a risk during that time frame, right? So,
that's a fact. I had OG. I remember this was like '06. I remember I had OG penny. What's that? Threes? That's the with the little foam on the side, the swiggly foam on the
the
side.
tools,
That, that's the
yeah, the
tools.
tools.
I had those OG still in the black, brown, and red box.
No, you know what? You're right. Those are the three. No, those are the tools. The threes look like the threes was the Batman looking joints.
Those are the ones I'm talking about. The
Okay,
Batman
Batman. That was the
joints.
threes. That was the threes. Then, all right.
Yeah. Matter of fact, because both of them do have swiggly
Yeah, yeah.
something on it. Yeah, I'm talking about the
Threes.
Batman. Yeah, the threes. I had those. like 10 years. So '06 is like 10 years kind of after they came out. Yeah, I had those OG
Mm-hmm.
at that time. And I had the Pippins with the squiggly air bubble air unit on the
I
side.
got those somewhere over here crumbling apart. They falling. They just.
Oh,
I don't.
when I wore mine,
Yeah.
the like the got them in '06. Maybe I probably wore them like the fourth time.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard like a weird
Oh yeah.
noise when I was walking.
And it
Like
was,
shit just ain't sound right. Something sound dead, like hollow. And I looked, and the soul was like this. I said, "Oh
it
no!"
be
I started skipping home.
it be over after that. You know what I'm saying?
It was over.
That time, but at that time and era, we did that on the last one of the last episodes where like the era of that, like really hunting for stuff and being able to shop and go in the store and really picking up stuff is done. And it, I don't think that time would ever be recreated because of like the hype beast era. But we in a different time where you can really shop for something and get what you want. So with that being said, right, being that you're in the lane where you see a lot of people shopping, you spend a lot of time in like fashion houses and stuff like that, and you come across whether it
Hmm.
be athletes or stars or whatever it might be, right? What is something that you get from their shopping personality, let's say?
I mean, to be honest, a lot of them don't have time to shop when they get to that level.
Mm-hmm.
They have personal shoppers, stylists that shop for them.
Mm-hmm.
There's a very there's very few that come in and they want to be hands on and do shit themselves and actually select their own pieces and no, I mean they know what they want. They have those people are probably more fashionable. They have their own eye of what they want.
So, all right, so
Um,
for those people that do that, as far
hmm
like, what would you grade their level of eye of fashion? Because I grade you at like a 9, 8, 9. Sometimes I can't get jiggy with some of it because like I was a fat boy, so you know what I mean. I really couldn't get jiggy with a lot of this shit at first, but now I'm like, I'm slimming it down. I'm like, all right, maybe I can do a lot of this joint now. So you see me with the bandana. I
um,
knew you was coming on here, so I threw the bandana boy on. You know what I mean? But when you see these dudes, like, would you say, what would you grade their personal selection of clothes when it comes to like no stylist involved?
oh,
Because I do want to
mhm.
also like put into the situation that athletes are different than stars because athletes are a different size variation than
Hmm.
stars. So,
Hmm. Okay, okay.
you
So
know,
you
let's separate
separating
those two. Let's
athletes
go
from
athletes first.
athletes. Um, Again, there's a select few.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they're, I mean, they're okay. Some of them okay. Some of them, very few are good.
Okay.
Are good. But I feel like at the same time, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. For the ones that come in like they select things
Mm-hmm.
themselves, they're good. For the other ones, they need somebody to shop for them. I guess I would. I guess I give them kudos because they need to agree to whatever it is the stylist or personal shopper picks up for them as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a stylist or a personal shopper that's getting that for them. So it's credit to them and not the actual athlete.
Okay. All right. So now when it comes to like, let's say like, let's say stars, whether it be like actress, actors, or whatever, they're
Hmm.
more like a general size, whether it be a 2 to 8, 10, and then a guy is 34 to 28 or something like that. Like that's like
Hmm.
normal size for like a man and a female. But
Right.
like when it comes to like stars, do stars do well with picking up items for themselves, or they need help? Because me personally, I'm gonna just jump on. I don't discuss. I don't touch none of these guys, but I've come across a lot of like people who are personalities that have no personality, that they need to be assisted. And
Hmm.
if I was to walk in with a shot with them, I look at them like I don't even know where the hell to take you. Because from conversation alone, you don't seem like the individual where
You will wear this or wear
like you know what
that.
I'm saying?
I mean that's the tough part. That's like kind of like when you don't know them. So you got to start somewhere, and you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna uh yeah, you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna show them something they don't like or they're just not feeling, and that's just the way it is until you find that common ground, and then you kind of see what it is they want to do. I mean, some of them know how to express themselves and tell you what it is they kind of looking for in a sense, but that's why you have them conversations and you get to know them, and then you kind of go from there. I feel them out.
So there's a
Um,
like is there like a like walk us through the process? Is it like a conversation that takes place, or is like a meeting process, or a feeling out process where like you get to know the person or get like a kind of like a feel for the person that you might be shopping for or something like that? Or is it
um,
discussion with the person who's actually coming in the store for them and like I need XYZ?
so both. So there's that. There's a stylist, personal shopper coming in saying, and they might want to see what it is you got to offer. You show them what you got to offer, and they could pick out whatever it is they want to pick out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that could work. Cause they kind of tell you I mean, if it's a stylist, they'll kind of tell you what the vision is, what it is they're kind of looking for. So I'm looking for black dresses. I'm looking for something in silver. I'm looking for something props, a long coat,
I'm going.
any
I'm going to
shoes. Like it
Beyonce
just
concert. I need cowboy stuff.
right, right. So they tell you what they're looking for.
Okay.
With someone else that's like a celebrity that's shopping for themselves, you're just gonna pretty much you're gonna show them things, and they're you can show it to them how you feel fit.
Mhm.
Whether it's piece by piece, you can put it in pairs. You can set up a whole outfit. It's up to you.
Okay.
And then they either like it or they don't.
That's kind of like how I would be. Like I'm gonna lay this out. Either you with it or you not. I think this is working with your aesthetic because aesthetic size
Right.
matter. Like people
Right.
sometimes they come in with an idea and they don't fit their body shape or
Sometimes they don't know
like
that.
yeah, but
That's why you need
I
somebody.
think they be knowing it. But when they scroll through their joint, they be like, yo, I could pull this off. But they looking at a size 4'6" and they like an 8'10" or a 12'14". So it's like it's a realization in the mind sometimes that they have to be real with themselves first before going shopping. And I think that's a lot of difficulty when it comes. But they butt up on somebody like you and be like, yo, listen, man, I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna show you what it is. Because sometimes those options aren't for you in your size either. Like they don't come in certain sizes either.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. No, 100%. 100%. I mean, for those people who are wearing stuff that's not their size, um, they need new friends. They need somebody in their corner to tell them, nah, that's not it, homie.
We seen Paris Week came out and I graded Breezy as like really taking care of his business out there.
Breezy did his thing. Breezy did his
I
thing.
think he kind of like gave like a grown up aesthetic and then playful like looks or whatever the case is. But like being in a scene like that and today's society and today's culture,
Hmm.
is it more conducive to be the standout guy or just wear some wild shit to go viral?
I mean, isn't that standing out?
All
If
right,
you wear something that's
So
wild,
Breezy stood out for a different reason. He kind of stood out because he stayed in his element of himself, but kept
okay.
it clean. But then you've seen a lot of people get visuals and content put on them because they were deemed viral. So, like, which one would you grade is the better lane in your idea?
Um, for like New York, I never been to Paris Fashion Week, but for New York Fashion Week,
Mm-hmm.
people be wilding. They be putting on the most outlandish shit.
Come on, you have a thought. Say it. Go ahead. Holy crap. I'm beautiful. Now get off. Predictable.
A lot of times that they won't ever
Yeah.
wear just to say just because it's Fashion Week. So I feel like they feel a need to just wear something really crazy, and I don't think that's the right way to go. I mean, if you got yeah, 'cause I don't think it's the right way to go because if you have something that I guess you're just gonna wear it for that 1 week, then you wasting your money. But I guess if you got disposable income, you could do
It
that.
be
But
some,
at the
yo,
same
it be
time,
some pieces, but they don't use.
they're not putting it
They
together
not coming
well.
together, but they those shits do cost. That's the problem.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like some people, there's only certain people that get it, and you could buy different pieces, but you could put those pieces together well to make one story.
Hmm.
But then some people buy pieces put together and it just don't
It
make
don't come
sense,
together.
and it just look like it's too much attention on your hat, on your coat, on your pants, on your sneakers, and it's a lot
Then
going
it's
on.
like Harry Potter meets the Matrix meets the meets Oz versus the Wire. It should just be looking crazy to me, man.
Right, and a lot of people, some people feel like they want the wow factor, so they want to wear something crazy so
Yeah, they get
that
noticed.
it could get noticed, it could go viral, and then they could they could
Find themselves on
I guess try to be the next influencer or whatever the case may be. They just something they want everybody want to be on. So I'm not knocking them. I don't think it's
yeah.
cool. That's not my lane. But if that's what they want to do, that's what they want
I
to
would
do.
say it's crazy, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna play safe with it, but yeah. So let's get before you get up out of here, right?
Hmm.
Me knowing you, people don't know you are somewhat of an athlete as well. Played a little bit of ball. You do a little bit of jogging. Dude had me riding bikes from Flatbush all the way to Yankee Stadium during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? He you know what I mean? He had me outside for a while. We know each other for a while. You know, he had me with the tights, with the padded and everything, like going crazy.
You gotta have a
Running
pads on.
shoes,
The
all of that.
ass gonna be
So
hurting.
like, so let's say like, all right, so you in the fashion lane and you touch on the athletic lane and you grew up in the era of whether it be urban fashion, streetwear fashion, and whether it be like basketball, sneaker wise, right? We grew up in those eras. And you had the
Hmm.
opportunity to say, like, I could be sponsored by a brand, whether it be a sneaker brand and a clothing brand or both combined. What would be a choice for you?
Mm, tough, tough, tough. Hmm. If it was footwear
Mm-hmm.
alone, it would be Nike or Adidas.
Okay.
I grew up on Nikes. Um, I used to work for Adidas, so I like both brands. Yeah, it would be one of those two if it was footwear. Clothes is tough, and I say that because I like to wear a lot of different things. Now I feel like I get tired of stuff, so I mean if I'm sponsored, then that means I gotta wear it. I mean you probably have. I mean if you sponsor, you probably gotta wear it like on camera. So maybe not like when you home and like chilling. If I had to go, what a brand for clothes right now.
We got him.
Hmm.
We
Hmm.
got
I probably would go Bottega or Balenciaga.
Ortega. Okay. All right. I like that.
If I had to choose right now, one of those two,
Mm-hmm.
because I could get some things. It's kind of like fitted ish or fitted with Bottega, and I could get my more leisure stuff with Balenciaga. So yeah.
Okay. I think for me, if I could choose a footwear designer, the safe bet would be Nike because Nike does like a lot of collabos in the culture now, whether it be
Hmm.
I'm on year or you know with the kids and all this other stuff. Like you know they doing what's the shit with Jordan now? The reimagined and they got three rooms. They got all little different type of
Yeah.
iteration.
Yeah, you got options with
But if they
Nike. A
if they
lot of options.
decline me, and if I had to go like totally off brand and left, I might go with something like Y3 and try to
Mm.
get like a different feel or bring some culture back to that. Because I think they had a few looks that was like they didn't grow upon. 'Cause it is like it's like the mother brand, sister brand, cousin brand of Adidas. Like on
No, Adidas. That is part of Adidas. Actually, it's Adidas with
like that Jap,
Japanese designer Yoji
yeah, that
Yamamoto.
Japanese,
So together they make Y
yeah.
three.
So like I like a lot of stuff that they do. As far they do make like nice clothes as well, but it's like people have to like agree with certain like looks that they bring. But if they would give me a chance to really like bring certain silhouettes and stuff like that, I think Y3 would be a good option for me. And then when it come to clothing, I never really thought about the clothing aspect, but if I could get a runway feel like Jerry and them did, Jerry Lorenzo did for Nike, I think it'd be playful because they gave a big runway to Cactus Plant Flea Market. But they let them
Mm.
play with like the checks and they brought the streetwear feel into it. So if I had to, the safest bet and where I could bring my spin into it, it'll probably be Nike. I might get tired of them because I know they ain't gonna make no damn jeans for me. But like, you know what I'm saying? I know I could play with like the hoodies and like the sweats and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Nike got a lot of options. There's a big brand with they've done a lot over the time, a lot of different animations. So if you were for anyone that's in that Nike family and you get a chance to design something, you got a lot to choose
Yeah.
from.
And I think they give Tiana Taylor a little room to wiggle as well. Like, you know,
For
yeah,
Jordan,
so
yeah.
it's like it's different playful moments over there that I think is though, you know what I mean, give some young brothers a chance, man. You feel me? But yo,
I mean, they gave some. Some just ain't stay. Some going.
listen, it's different ways to do this shit, and I think like the evolution of this whole fashion shit should be given to the youth because the youth kind of gave and empowered streetwear into high end. Because the shit that we see on the runway isn't designed and isn't made for the way that we actually wear it in the street.
No, but that's where
It's the wow factor.
not even that. I mean, that is a lot of runway is the wow factor, but also you have to have a good eye because you be able to see something and say, yes, that's a good
Yeah.
piece. That looks cool. No, I don't like the way they put it together, but I could do something with that.
Mm-hmm.
And you could wear it how you want to wear it. Some people wear it straight off the runway, just how they have it, and that's cool, I
Okay.
guess. But there's other people who gonna take that and put their spin on it, put their juice on it, and then they're gonna make
Hey,
it
yo.
something totally different. You might not even notice it was on runway, or you might not even think it's a runway piece now because maybe they done watered it down and not in a bad way, but it just made it into an everyday piece versus something that looks super outlandish and crazy.
And it's like when it comes to shopping, sometimes it's not really about the amount of clothes, amount the cost of the clothes, but it's the longevity of the piece that you're about to pick up. Can you wear this 10 years from now? Can you just wear this for this summer? And that's what you could
Yeah.
consider fast fashion. And it's not a lane where it sticks, but it's a hot piece for the moment. But the price point that you select with these pieces is really worth it.
You gotta ask yourself that. Do you really like it? Me personally, I'm not an impulsive shopper. Like if I go in the store and I see something I like, unless it's like a really good
You
price,
got to pick.
I buy it. But I'll probably well, like let me think about it. Let me see, and I'll maybe give it a week, maybe 2 weeks, see if it's talking to me. If I'm still thinking about it, if I see people wearing it, if not, and it's still on my mind, if it's still online or at the store, then I'll buy it. Cause I hate to buy something then regret I bought it.
Copy. All right, before we get out of here, right? Let's give your socials if you want to drop it, how to get in contact with you, see these fits and the flavors that you put together, whether it be Instagram or whatever you got going on.
Um, I'm not even on Twitter. Well, it's called X now. I mean, I'm on there, but I don't really.
Twitter go,
But
Twitter go crazy.
it's
Wow, wow, what's over there?
I used to be on there heavy, but I have nothing to say to the people no more. Um, I'm on Instagram. It's flop you already.
Mhm.
So it's like my name you see on the screen, and then the letter U, the word already. I'm not on the threads. How it's like Twitter, right?
I guess so. But we throw,
Threads.
I'll throw your Instagram up there so they can follow you, check you out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where I get my influence from, be from him sometimes. So when I see me wearing a different shit, I get it from him, man. For a fact. But
Appreciate you.
we are gonna throw some fits up for you just so you know. After we get over here, we gonna do some fashion and clashing and throw some flop fits up. But I definitely want to thank you for joining us today on another episode of Let's Talk Fashion. I appreciate you, my guy.
Appreciate you having me. I don't get to talk fashion with a lot of people,
Mm-hmm,
so
mm-hmm.
um,
We
thank
definitely
you.
got to do this again, man. My guy. So now, thank you for jumping back on with us to Fashion or Clashing segment where we discuss different looks and different feels and different elements of fashion. And we discuss this more over on my Instagram, which is rich underscore threads, RICHE underscore threads, where we discuss different looks, whether it be fashion or clashing. Fashion meaning that you loving the fit, you feeling the looks of it, the colors, the coordination, all that. And then clashing is I'm not feeling it. I'm not jacking it. I don't like the fits. It's nasty. It's doing too much, and I don't want no parts of it. So with this, we bring a couple of looks that we discuss on the I guess you would call it the Discord, which is actually my Instagram, and we bring it over here to Let's Talk Fashion on YouTube, where we're gonna discuss a few looks and a few feels, and tell me if it's fashion or clashing. Now let's get it. So boom, let's start with it. Chris Brown. Hands down, Chris Brown is one of the GOATs. He's one of the fashion gurus. He's one of the dudes that grew up in hip hop and he brought the elements of the 80s and 90s into the 2000s and to the current where he does it in all different levels of fashion and hit it at his highest peak. He went out there to Paris Fashion Week and let's just say fashion, before we even discuss anything that he wore. He just killed it all the way around. We seen him with a classy fit when there's a sweater, some nice chinos, close fit seams down the line. Like everything about that first outfit where he splashed on the scene where it was in all brown, it was just mutabella. Perfect. It looked amazing. And then he did the streetwear look with the jumper. And he was like, oh, okay, you get the reflections of the 90s, the 2000s, the kind of baggy era. But he kept it clean, kept it cozy, and he kept it modern where he brought a little bit of leather element into it. And it looked really dope. Like, I have nothing bad to say about anything Chris Brown wore during Paris Fashion Week. We seen him with the cozy fit. We also see him with the varsity walking through the streets, and he really did his thing where it didn't like he was overdoing it. He wasn't out of his element, and he wasn't doing too much to make himself look confused. I was feeling everything Chris Brown had on during Paris Fashion Week, and he's one of my goats personally, whether it be on the stage, in concert, on the mic, pause. Hey yo! Like he just enjoys life, and then he presents who he is as a person to the silver screen. And for that element is why Chris Brown gets a full complete fashion stamp from this week. Let's talk about one of the craziest debates going on in the fashion world right now. And it would be SGA of the NBA. That's crazy, right? Sound dope. Got a great name. But Shea Gilgeous as Alexander of the, what did he play for? Oklahoma City Thunder. Crazy place to be so swaggy, but this dude might be the swaggiest dude of the NBA. And I say that because he has so many various different looks, and the camera's always seeming to look for him. And he's the NBA All-Star this year, and he's young, and he's on GQ, and he's doing his motherfucking thing. whether it be on the court or off the court. He's a max player, or will be a max player his next contract around. And man, and cheers to that dude, man. For real, for real. But let's talk about the fashion aspect where SGA hasn't seemed to be missing. To some people, his looks might be questionable. In my view, he's doing his damn thing. He's a young dude, and the looks of his looks are various. How he feels, he might be cozy. How he feel might be stylish. How he feel might be designer. How he play and what city he's going to. He might switch it up. But real talk, SGA, I'm rocking with it. What I've seen so far, some of them are questionable, but I'm giving him an overall fashionable look. I'm with it. I'm jacking it. And SGA, you got my vote. And let's discuss one more thing. All right. Let me slow down and calm down because sometimes I get emotional when it comes to this fashion shit. And I say all the time, being weird is not the lane to go. And it feels as though like some people are really highlighting the fact that I'm going to be the weirdest and craziest looking. And in that whole notation, the whole genre, the whole look of it, and I'm going to add a few looks so you can go along with me and cuss me out or agree with me or tell me that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Or not, or I do know what I'm talking about and you feeling what I'm saying. But this shit right here, this right here has got to stop. Being the weird looking, the strange because I want to be seen, I want to go viral. This ain't the way to go. This ain't the lane to take. And I'm not jacking it at all. I'm not co-signing it. And on that note, it is trashing. Forget clashing. It is trashing. I'm getting rid of this. I don't want to see it no more. I don't think it should be part of fashion. It's not fashion. This is low budget effort for attention.
Man, delete that shit, bro.
And that's it.
Delete it.
That's all I got to say, man. And on that note, holla at us, man. Remo, a.k.a. Mr. Rich Trez. Let's Talk Fashion. Powered by what? The JBT Network. Holla at us, man. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, comment down low, argue, scream, bark. Whatever you feel as though you got to do to get the attention. And also, suggest to people. Share it. Share it to some people you think that might like this. And suggest like, oh, you know what? This would be a good platform for you to come talk your shit on. Because, you know, we starting up. We new. But guess what? We growing. And it's only going to get better. Sound getting better. Visuals getting better. Fits getting better. Holla at me, man. Also, don't forget, shop richthreads.com. RICHE threads.com. And I'm out of here. Till next week. Peace.